Hi, I thought I would just take a few minutes and share my saga as to how I became a widow suddenly. It was 5.5 years ago, and my husband had been feeling kind of bad for a month or so. He'd had this horrible rash, but he was feeling pretty bad the last week or so. And then but I didn't think it was so bad that he would die. I just thought, he'll get it figured out and we'll be okay. Well, he ended up dying, and I was left with this home that we had just bought. We had it for 3 years. It was our dream home. It had 3 bonus rooms on top of the 3-bedroom home. Beautiful, beautiful everything. He had a music studio. I had my art studio, and we had this beautiful 20 by 24 room that we put a ping pong table in, and we played games, we watched TV. It was a great space. It was perfect. And here I was stuck with this big home, and we had published a magazine for 10 years. It was a tourism magazine that was ad driven. So he sold the ads, I created the magazine, he did the distribution, and I did the billing. So it was perfect for the two of us. But we hadn't really saved anything. That's a whole other story. But so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. All I wanted to do was get the magazines out of here, because I knew I couldn't keep billing if I wasn't distributing the magazines. So I had a friend help me load them up, which was no easy task. And we distributed them. We printed, by the way, 100,000 copies every year. It was just a once a year publication. So it was no little task. So while I'm doing all this, I'm finding out that he had all these credit card debts that I didn't know about, all kinds of crap that I didn't know. And so I had to pay an attorney to get that all sorted out, because we had an LLC and that was all messed up. And it was hell. So before I go any further with this story, I'm going to tell you, please, please, please run, don't walk to the nearest attorney and get yourself a trust set up, because it will make your life easier. It will make everyone's life easier if and when somebody, your significant other, passes away. It is not what you want to be dealing with when you're grieving. Let me just tell you that. So that's my big advice. But I thought I would take a minute to show you how I have turned this. Oh, I forgot to tell you this part. Ooh, I got off on a tangent there. So right before lockdown and COVID hit, my middle son, volunteered to move into the house and help me so that I wouldn't have to sell it, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my home. Well, now he had 2 kids at the time. He had a 7-month-old and an almost 3-year-old, 2 boys. And I thought, oh God, do I want to live with kids again? I just got done doing that. And I thought, okay, let's just do it. We'll try. Well, I have to tell you, that's been the biggest blessing from this whole mess that I was thrown into. I get to see those little boys every single day. I've seen them for 5 years, and they've since had another one who has only known this life with grandma in the house. And so it's been wonderful. I mean, there are some downsides, but most of it's been wonderful. So that's my saga. I'm going to, I can't turn my phone around because this stupid thing doesn't do it when you're recording. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to video my space and explain to you how I have adapted this space to be my new home. So I'll see you in a minute. Here is the main door to my home. This goes into the main part of the house. Oh, there's Lulu. It goes to the little boy's room, and then if I take a couple of rights, I get to the bathroom, because I don't have my own bathroom, which is the biggest downside. Here is my hutch that was my mom's years ago. It's full of some knick-knack things, but mostly storing things that I need. There's the white cupboards is a little pantry that I made so that I could store some food. I have a toaster oven, an air fryer, a toaster, and a 2-burner hot plate. And if you notice, there is a fan right there, right next to a sliding glass door behind the curtain. So when I'm cooking, I just crack the door, turn the fan on, and it takes all the steam and whatever else out the door, since I don't have an exhaust fan. And then this is my little plant table. Underneath is my dog's crate and her mess of toys. I do have birds, as you've probably heard. This is Mr. Cockatiel. This is Cassidy down there, a little pink bird. He is blind, so he bumbles around, and I think he has a little bit of vision, but he has cataracts. So his perches are all low so that he can get to them. And this is Tallulah and Charlie, my little parakeets. And Jojo, my green-cheeked conure. And then there's Sir Lancelot, my African gray, who's my buddy. And then here we get over here to his, that's his little play stand. And I have a piano and a TV. And then over here is my microwave and water heater pot thing, whatever it's called. And it's just sitting on an old desk with a little thing over it so I don't have to look at it. And then this door goes into my bedroom, which was my husband's studio. And there's my coffee pot, all my vitamins, and my ice maker, and some little cupboards that hold my dishes and extra things. Then there's this horrible sink that I really don't like. It's all stained from pouring coffee in it all the time. The people that owned the house before did ceramics in here, so they had a sink. So at least I have one, and it's functional, and that's what really, really matters. There's some food there that I cooked. I was waiting for it to cool. This oak cabinet I've had since probably 88. And it has been with me everywhere. It's been all kinds of things. Right now, it's actually part of my kitchen, like it's supposed to be. Has a nice cutting board and everything. It's got a drawer for everything, so it works out really well. And then there's my refrigerator. And I have my dining room table that has seen better days, and my chairs. I had a couch for a long time, but it was just taking up room that I didn't need. So there's my little humble abode. It is not beautiful, but it's functional. I laughed one day sitting here looking around. I thought, oh my God, it looks like a teenager lives here. It's just nothing matches. And I honestly didn't think that when I was nearly 70 years old, I would be living like this. But you know what? I'm just grateful that I had it and I was able to make it work. So thank you for listening if you're still here. I really appreciate you, and I hope that if you're a widow, that you're hanging in there, because it will be okay. You just got to look for the silver lining. Thanks again for listening.